Hello. Instead of singing, today I'm going to be talking about the fact that YouTube's restrictive mode is unfairly targeting queer and LGBT+ content. To sum it up, YouTube is basically restricting videos for having queer or LGBT+ content, despite the fact that if it was hetero relationships, there would be absolutely no problem. And do they not see how wrong this is, just straight off? YouTube can be incredibly useful to a lot of people who are exploring their identities. It's an easy way for people to find out more about things, research different identities, see videos about people who identify that way, talking about it. There's content free to watch, informational content, and that can be incredibly useful, possibly with queer characters or songs about being queer or informative videos, like I said. And some people first hear about identities that they later realise are their own from YouTube. It's incredibly useful to a lot of queer people, queer kids especially, because they might not have access to learn about it in other avenues. The problem is that YouTube's restrictive mode is apparently targeting videos that don't even discuss sex or anything like that. It's nothing actually inappropriate. Instead, they're being restricted to having words such as gay, lesbian or bisexual in the title, as if those are swear words we aren't allowed to say to kids. This is just so frustrating. I've linked some articles about the issue in the description because I'm not as good as talking about it as I want to be. But basically, YouTube's restricted mode is so annoying. It's often used when kids might be using YouTube, for example, like in schools or libraries or other public spaces, and saying that queer content should be restricted as if it's something that shouldn't be mentioned around children. It's so inappropriate, and it just perpetuates the mistaken idea that having a non-straight, non-cis identity is inherently sexual or wrong or offensive in some way. And this is incredibly harmful and frankly disgusting idea. Heterosexual couples can have romantic relationships, are allowed to do whatever they want, and I mean a lot of inappropriate heterosexual relationship stuff I've seen on YouTube not restricted before, and that's fine because it's straight couples, isn't it? So that's absolutely fine. The hypocritical attitudes are just frankly awful, and it's the same for all. It should be the same for all couples. There's nothing about queer identity that's inherently sexual. I mean, a lot of people in the queer community identify as asexual, for goodness sake. I mean, that's one of the queer identities. So how? And like, queer identities aren't about sex. They aren't inappropriate in any way. I mean, I highly suspect this video won't be viewable in restricted mode because, well, it's about restricted mode and it's about the fact that it's wrongly blocking queer content. So, and apparently part of the reason why things might be restricted is due to the use of community flagging, where it restricts what some viewers may have tagged as inappropriate. And that makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Because sadly, a lot of people in this world are still bigoted, and despite so many efforts at changing this and improving the world, there are still some people who just refuse to accept that anything that isn't their idea of a straight cis person is like, they think that it's wrong, which is so stupid. And apparently Google doesn't even see a problem with the restrictions, despite the fact that this is harmful and unfair, and just they don't seem to realise that the restrictions imply that there is something inherently wrong or offensive about being queer or LGBT+, and this sort of view should not be encouraged. There is nothing wrong with being queer. There is no reason to label it as offensive or restricted, and people should not be perpetuating this idea. Information should be available to everyone and about this, especially kids, because they need to know that they're not alone. They need to be able to find a community. I mean, like, I'm fairly sure that most people who are queer will agree that finding it out younger can help you find out that you're not some sort of weird alone person who isn't normal for this. Like, it will help them feel better about themselves, help them find a community where they're actually accepted, which can be very important, and it is very important, and it shouldn't be so difficult for people to find information about LGBT and queer identities. YouTube should not be doing this. Most of the videos don't even have anything explicit in them, as I've already said. It's just the fact that the subject might involve being queer or part of the LGBT community, so obviously that's offensive somehow. Why, Google? Why? Seriously, just explain why that is offensive, please. Please, because it's not. I don't know what can be done to convince YouTube to change this. I really hope it changes soon. I hope they realise how incredibly wrong this is, because it is wrong. I'm gonna stop there because I'm not great with words, but I'm doing my best, and I'm gonna apologise again for the deviation from my usual videos, but it just really annoyed me that they're doing this, that this is a thing that is happening. I hope you don't mind about the video being different to usual. Most likely the next video will be my usual singing. Thank you for watching.